Stevan, good morning. You're on the Valder Beebe Show. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well. Tell us about driving safely. I need to know more about that.
Well, on motorcycles in particular, being present is key. You're making sure that you're ready to ride, following the rules of the road. I'm sure we've all seen cars and motorcycles drive a little too fast out there. So I think everybody's slowing down and following the rules could promote a lot more safer roadways out there. And then third, be protective. I mean, from head to toe at Cycle Gear, we love to promote rider safety at every stop along the way.
How do you know the rider safety road rules for, for driving your car? You take a test, and
Sure.
I know you take a test for motorcycles, but after you've been driving so long, you don't really remember them rules. So how do we know motorcycle safety? It's true.
I don't want to talk about my age and when I took my driver's test and my driver education, but we've partnered with the Motorcycle Industry Council on a Ride With Us campaign for new riders. But there's also a lot of classes that people can go back and take. I think there's obviously the certain things that you think when you're out there on the road, you try to remember to not drive slow in the left lane. I'm sure it's frustrated everybody here to see drivers out there in the left lane going slow. But I think it's incumbent upon all riders and drivers to make sure that you're paying attention. And for motorcycles in particular, to go back and learn. There's a lot of, you're in a city like Dallas, there's a lot of organizations out there that have classes for advanced riders, intermediate riders, all the way to beginner riders to continue to promote safer practices out there on the highways.
We're making acknowledgement of Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. Tell me about the gear needed to be safe, such as the helmet.
100%. So, for the past, 2 years, we've promoted this Airbag Save campaign. It's not only just in airbag technology, but also all protective gear and helmets in particular. We've seen a ton of advancements, similar to what you've probably seen or heard about on the football field or the baseball field with different products. We have products now that actually, reduce concussional impacts for the rider, not only on the exterior shell, but the internal foam, down to this liner that we have sitting next to me from MIPS, which actually is a rotational slip plane. That reduces the chance of a concussion for the rider. So for us, the technology continues to develop and continues to just blow us away at how much safer it is for the rider out there on the roads.
I want my audience to know that Stevan is the president at Cycle Gear. He's a very, very trained motorcycle enthusiast. Stevan, I'm going to take this from where's this one coming from? Facebook. They say they're planning on buying a motorcycle. What do they need to know before getting on the motorcycle?
I think taking a class is the most important thing. I think, I would be remiss not to say stop by one of our 163 locations and talk to an expert. We have a lot of folks that are part of our team and part of our community that can actually help educate to make the right decision. I think, you can be influenced by the way something looks or what a friend says, but, to find the right thing for the rider, get educated, take a class, get protected are the most important things for new riders getting into the sport.
This is your second year I'll wrap up with this. This is your second year of Airbag Save. Tell me about that campaign.
Yeah, we launched it last year, the Airbag Save campaign, to really bring awareness to the airbag technology. I think a lot of people don't know that airbags are developed for motorcycles. You can see one next to me. It's a vest that the rider wears, so it's an unobtrusive piece of gear that continually monitors and deploys in the event of an accident. So we're really excited. We have a sponsor of Progressive Insurance came on board. They're a leader in motorcycle insurance. That for us really just kind of solidified the impact that we're having to promote this technology. We hope it's ubiquitous as seatbelts at some point, and make sure that riders and non-riders, family members and friends are aware too, to help maybe push people in the right direction.
All right. Where can one go online, especially my poster who said they're thinking of buying a motorcycle? It seems like we all need some more information.
Yeah, you can go to cyclegear.com/airbags, or you can visit one of our locations around the country. We'd love to have you come in and teach you a little bit more about motorcycles and motorcycle safety.
Stevan Popovich, thank you so much for making us safer on the highways. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to youtube.com/ValderBB Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.